Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is our Take the Points edition of the show, and when I say thank you for joining us, thank you, and I'm using the royal we, as the boys couldn't be here again today. You see, I have the open chair here on this side, or well, I guess I could show it with this one, show you the open chair, but because doggone it, I'm filming this, shooting this on the end of the month, and I'll tell you right now, and there's a reason I'm going to tell you right now. Usually I try to fake when we're shooting the show and try to keep it a secret so that you'll know, and so that you won't know, and so you'll think it's live on Friday morning. It's not live on Friday morning today, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. I'm shooting this instead of Friday, March 1st, I'm shooting this on Thursday, February 29th, and I wanted to say that to say Happy Leap Day, everybody. This is my 15th. Count them, 15th leap day, and I don't know. I'm a goofball. I always get fired up about February 29th because you only get it once every 4 years, and I can only imagine those poor suckers who kind of got ripped off in the birthday game and only get to have their own birthday once every 4 years. That's kind of like the poor saps who are born on Christmas Day or something like that. But maybe they celebrate half birthdays. But happy Leap Day, everyone, as well as, of course, happy March 1st. This is Friday, March 1st, ladies and gentlemen. Had a beautiful day. Hope you have, and a start of a nice weekend. Let's see what is going on. Some community events for this weekend. There's a few things going on here on the first weekend of March, and you know what I was wrong about, and I thought that I was right about this, but I was wrong about this. I was thinking that the first weekend of March was when the time changed back. Au contraire, Bruce Dickey, it is not the first weekend, it's next weekend. So now, don't you feel good? I've given you a week's notice to get ready for the big time change next Saturday, not the 2nd, but on the 9th. And the time change will be spring forward, so you have to get up and early for church on Sunday. But we're not there yet. So what's going on here on Friday, March 1st? The Midwest Market Spring Show is set for today and tomorrow up at the Village Square Mall in Effingham. It'll run from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock this evening, and on Saturday from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Again, that is at the Village Square Mall up in Effingham. Shopping 80-plus vendors. 80, more than 80. Food trucks, mobile boutiques, home decor, vintage stuff, antiques, and plenty more. Again, that's going to be up in Effingham. What else? They're doing two things in Effingham this weekend. Not only do they have the big market going on there at the Village Square, the Downtown Spring Open House is this weekend. Many downtown retail shops and restaurants in Effingham will be participating. They'll have all kinds of specials and such. It'll go from today from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. So go ahead, wait till the end of the show. Wait till the end of the show. And then head downtown to Effingham. 7 o'clock to 10 p.m. here on Friday. On Saturday, it'll be 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Just 4 hours on Saturday, so you need to get your shopping in on Friday. All kinds of good participating businesses there. What else going on here on this Friday, March 1st? The VFW up in Effingham is going to hold their auxiliary meal. It'll be it's the VFW on Veterans Drive having a meal tonight from 5 o'clock until 6:30. The menu, I'm really not sure what I know what salmon patties are, but I'm not sure what a poor man's steak is. It says salmon patty or poor man's steak, and I feel terrible not knowing what a poor man's steak is. I'm guessing that's some kind of hamburger, like a hamburger steak. I don't know, maybe. But mashed potatoes and gravy, as well as a vegetable dessert for just $8. That's a sweet deal. You want more information, call Chuck Myers at 217-343-8313. Get a hold of Chuck. He'll be able to tell you all about it. The First Friday Networking Luncheon is this afternoon in Effingham. The Chamber always puts this on the first Friday of the month. It's going to be at Joe's Pasta and Pizza. How about you turn that around? Joe's Pizza and Pasta. Innovate your networking game with the Chamber's First Friday Networking Luncheon, launched back in January of last year. This initiative is set up to seamlessly blend meaningful connections within the Chamber membership up in Effingham County, along with the celebration of Effingham County's diverse culinary scene. As today they're venturing to Joe's. The cost is $20 a spot. You can join them in the designated lunch spot. Probably pay right when you go, I would think. They say due to space limitations at their choice, occasionally there's a maximum of guests that they can accommodate. Today it is 40 today at Joe's Pizza and Pasta. Questions can be directed to the Chamber at 217-342-4147. What's going on Saturday? Saturday, March 2nd, breakfast at the Clay City Sailor Springs American Legion. They do this once a month there too, folks. They do a great job. They will have their monthly breakfast from 7 a.m. tomorrow until 10 a.m. All proceeds will be donated to the Clay City Boy Scout Troop, which are the Legion sponsors. So that's cool. The Legion sponsors the Boy Scout Troop. They're going to benefit the troop for shirts as well as for hats, trips. The menu consists of sausage, biscuits, gravy, coffee, juice, and milk. By donation, everyone is welcome. Again, the cost by donation. The Women of the Moose over in Centralia are going to have a big old vendor fair on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I tell you what, that's why you go to the vendor fair at the Village Square on Friday night. Then you can go to Centralia, spend all day there on Saturday. It'll be again from 9 o'clock until 3 o'clock at the Central City Park there in Centralia. Come browse the various vendors, plus serving biscuits and gravy there as well from 9 a.m. to 10:30, followed by vegetable soup, chili, as well as sandwiches for sale starting at 11 o'clock till 2:30. You can go get your breakfast taken care of as well as your lunch. That sounds good. The Girl Scouts of Centralia also will hold a recruitment event in Centralia on Saturday. This will be at the Crossroads Church there in Centralia. Come learn about joining the Girl Scouts of America. I'm trying to remember. Girl Scouting, I'm not sure what age grade. I think it's like third grade until sixth, but I might be wrong about that. I know Cub Scouts used to be, now these are boys, Cub Scouts used to be kindergarten to third grade, and then Boy Scouts were fourth grade to eighth grade. And then you can participate in some fashion or form all the way up to the age of 18, I think. But so yeah, there you go. If you're interested, if you have the daughters who are interested in scouting, by all means, give that a try. Also on Saturday night at the Stellar Cellar. This is cool. It's of course that's at 2200 Historic Hills Drive. Songs we wish we'd wrote. Songs we wish we wrote from 7 o'clock until 10 p.m. Singer-songwriters Matt Poss up there. You know, Matt does a great job. Realtor does, and his band, the Matt Poss band's incredible. Travis Beasley and Skinny Jim Rotrammel will perform the songs that inspired them. They're going to include country as well as Americana, rock and roll, Irish music, as well as Cajun music. You might even get to hear Squeezebox. That's always tons of fun. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? On the 1st of March, it is the first Friday of March. That means it's the Global Day of Unplugging. As now this says there 3rd to the 4th, but it's actually 1st to the 2nd because of the leap day, and that was last year's dates. That's 23's dates. But the Global Day of Unplugging from sundown to sundown on March 1st and 2nd, this kicks off a 24-hour period to unplug, unwind, relax, and do things other than using today's technology, electronics, or social media. Probably not a bad idea. 24 hours seems like a long time, though. Look around the average American household. Smartphones, computers, gaming systems, smart TVs may not fill every nook and cranny, but gradually these devices are taking up residence and bandwidth in all our homes and brains. According to Pew Research, the typical American family contains approximately 5 connected devices. Media, friends, entertainment, educational work, and more are all at your fingertips. The amount of information available to us is at an all-time high, and the amount of connectedness goes with us everywhere. How to observe? There it is, on March 1st and 2nd. How to observe the Global Day of Unplugging. I've got a few tips here, other than unplug stuff. Make a plan with a friend or two ahead of time. Turn off smartphones, computers, personal assistants, as well as gaming systems and televisions. Start your day by singing in the shower. Read the newspaper, if you can find one. I can't find they don't come to my town anymore. It's very difficult to enjoy. Meet a friend for breakfast. That's pretty cool. What else to do? So you could go to the library and use the Dewey Decimal System. Everybody remember that? I remember how that works. Have a conversation uninterrupted by a notification. Actually, my conversations very seldom get a notification. Leave your mobile tech at home. Make sure take a break from technology, and after you have taken that break, go on social media and brag about it, I guess. How does someone unplug if they use a computer for work or for school? Great question. Don't do it. If you're using a computer for work or for school, of course, don't do it. Set aside maybe an hour or two during the day to unplug. Another option maybe is to begin setting aside a day of the week to get away from all electronics. What are the benefits of unplugging? Well, unplugging comes with many benefits. The most obvious is the energy savings that comes with the unplugging. However, you also benefit by being able to focus on human-to-human connections, better sleep, and an opportunity to focus on your own well-being. It may sound like a bunch of garbage, but, that's the thing. When's the last time you went fishing and just sat by yourself, had a ball? It's a lot of fun. But what else is going on today on this March 1st, ladies and gentlemen? It is National Fruit Compote Day. Each year on March 1st, National Fruit Compote Day presents a celebration filled with sweet berries, citrus, and stone fruits to delight the senses. Where does the word compote come from? I got to tell you, you'll see compote occasionally on menus. Kind of a hint, it's French for mixture. I did not know that. You learn something new every day. Again, compote, French for mixture, and I'm certain I'm probably saying the word wrong. There's some bubbly compote right there. Compote is a dessert originating in 17th century France. The French believed that fruit cooked in sugar syrup balanced the humidity's effects. Look around the average American households. Wait a minute. Where'd that go? Reduced the humidity's effects on the body and led them to invent compotes. Recipes called for the whole or pieces of mixed fruit in sugar syrup. The whole fruits are cooked in water with added sugar and spice. Add complementary spices to the mixture depending on the kinds of fruit you choose. Some of the spices you might want to pick: vanilla, lemon peel, orange peel, cinnamon sticks, cinnamon powder, cloves, ground almonds, ground coconut, or grated coconut, candied fruit, or raisins. So there you go. Enjoy National Compote Day. Can you make a fruit compote with any kind of fruit? Well, I'm sure you can, but some are probably better than others. But it says, strictly speaking, no. Avocados do not make a good fruit compote. They are fruit, but you wouldn't use them in a general sense as a sweet product from a shrub, vine, or a tree. Then yes, any fruit can be made into a compote if you're not counting avocados as a fruit. So there you go. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? This is also National Horse Protection Day. Each March 1st, National Horse Protection Day highlights the plight of horses in America and beyond. This day aims to help thousands of unwanted horses in this country to find forever homes. This is not a joke at all. There are hundreds and thousands of horses that are unwanted, and if they're in captivity, they just bad endings, going from feeding animals, feeding pets, and also other things. So National Horse Protection Day started back by Colleen Page. She is an animal behaviorist advocate back in 2005, and can anyone this urges adoption of horses. Can anyone adopt a horse? Well, if you consider horse adoption, you need to consider the requirements necessary and understand the commitment to horse care. Horses live 25, 30 years, and there are vet bills. There are all kinds of vet bills. Trust me, I've owned many small horses in my house, dogs, Great Danes. They're basically a small horse, and there are vet bills and other bills involved, that's for sure. Is there a horse rescue near me? Every state in the United States has at least one horse rescue. So yeah, if you're looking, I'm sure you can find one near you. What's on TV, folks? What do you want to see on television today and tonight? Girls state basketball is continuing. Now, some of the people that are watching this show can see it. Some of you can't, because it's all depends on your DMA, demographic marketing unit, and there are rules that let us put shows in particular places. However, if you are in the very south part, and you are getting the Paducah DMA, Channel 49. If you're in the very north part of Wabash and you're in the Champaign Decatur DMA, Channel 290. I'm just telling you, girls basketball today and tomorrow. By the way, congratulations to Altamont. They're playing in the third place game on Thursday night after we shot this. They went to overtime this morning, lost their semifinal. Tough loss for Altamont, but congratulations to the girls on what a fine season. Also, college basketball tonight, 5 o'clock. Bowling Green is at Ohio, beautiful Athens, Ohio. That's on CBS Sports Network, Channel 628. They're going to have a break in the middle, and then at 9:30 come back with the Fresno State Bulldogs at Nevada. Those are both on CBS Sports Network. 6 o'clock tonight on ESPNU, the Fairfield Stags back at it. They'll be at Marist, taking on the Marist Red Foxes. Not named after the comedian, as far as I know. Only one X. Also, Dayton is at Loyola Chicago, the Ramblers. They'll be on the Deuce tonight at 8 o'clock, Channel 838. And finally, Fox Sports 1 at 10 o'clock has Air Force at Utah State. Also, NBA basketball today. It's Dallas at Boston on ESPN at 6:30, followed by Milwaukee at Chicago at 9 o'clock. They're starting a pro basketball game at 9 o'clock in Chicago. what could go wrong on Madison Street in Chicago whenever the basketball game gets out at 11:30 to midnight. Also, preseason baseball today. The Mets are in St. Louis. That's on Valley, channel 630. Who's kidding you? I've left the United Center about 11:30 or 12. Not much goes wrong if you know what you're doing. Preseason baseball at noon. The Mets are at the Cardinals. That's on Valley, channel 630. And the White Sox are at the Cubs on Marquee, channel 597. I'm Bruce Dickey. This is our Take the Point show. We are going to be right back with all kinds of stuff, including high school basketball, NCAA basketball, NBA basketball, tons of basketball. Back after this.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Chapman's Furniture has the best prices every day. You can find them open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5 and located at 210, 300, and 306 West Main Street in Salem. Chapman's features a full line of furniture, including Ashley Furniture, bedding by Sealy and Bimco, and the largest selection of rugs in Southern Illinois. They have a huge selection of recliners, including lift and power, and wallpaper and border in stock at closeout prices. Call 618-548-2221 for the best price around.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. This is a beautiful Friday, March 1st. That means it is, what are we, 1 week away from, 1 week away from the state basketball tournament up in Champaign, the boys' state basketball tournament up in Champaign. They'll have all days. How's that work, you wonder? And this is like second or third year of all four classes at the same time. So how this works is the Thursday, well, let me just show you the bracket. We'll start with the brackets, and that might explain things a little bit better. Let's talk about Class 1A in basketball. By the way, the congratulations to all these teams who have made it to the sectional finals. You see there on the left-handed column on your screen, that's the sectional finals taking place on Friday night. Hayworth, Lexington on all the way down. It's such an accomplishment to get to that point, and now there are only 16 teams remaining in each class that started out with 200 or something like that, at least in that class. So And congratulations to all of those folks. And then you see, you've got on Thursday, you go out there to the third call on Thursday in Champaign. That's the state semifinal. And then on Saturday is when they will have the championship game in Class 1A. The third place game, however, they come back on Thursday and play. So if you make it to the championship game, you got a day to mess around in Champaign-Urbana. If you don't make the championship game, you're coming right back Thursday night, playing, and then going home if you want. So that's how that works nowadays. And it actually, I don't know what your opinions are on it. I'm okay. I'm happy, actually, with the state tournament back in Champaign. I never thought they should have left, but you also can't put up with hotel gouging, which was what they were doing in Champaign. I mean, it was certainly a not well hidden secret that Champaign was gouging, and they probably still are when you come back. But now they have more rooms in Champaign than they used to back in the 80s and 90s before it moved to Peoria. Okay, what's going on in Class 1A? Like I showed you here. And folks, you recall, I've talked about it the last couple of weeks. I don't make predictions because I don't want to look silly on the show. By golly, I'm going to predict this one all the way out to state tournament and predict your state champion for next week. Hey, man, no guts for losers. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'll tell you why. Why I'm picking each team. Hayworth, I'm taking in that first game over Lexington. I'm taking Hope to win the second game because Hope Academy, because of the old TV show Chicago Hope. I've got Hope defeating Hayworth, and in the Super Sectional, Hope goes to state. In the second level down, I've got Arcola knocking off Christ Our Rock Lutheran. You say, Bruce, how could you do that? You saw Christ Our Rock Lutheran play. That's how I could do it. I saw Christ Our Rock Lutheran play, and they're a good team. God bless them, making it as far as they have. They don't have a bench. Now, granted, in Class 1A, occasionally you don't need a bench, but if you've got some great player who can take over, it's going to be Arcola. Even though both of them are 4 seeds, it's a Cinderella show, that's for sure. But I'm going to take Arcola over Christ Our Rock Lutheran. The wild game is going to be down there in Norris City, and when you got the last year's state champions, Waterloo Jabot, taking on Meridian. Meridian is a fun team to watch. They score and score and score. I'm going to take Meridian over Waterloo Jabot. I'm going to take Meridian over Arcola. They're going to state. Keep going down. We've got to speed things along here. I've got Serena over Aurora Christian. Eastland, basically because of the mall, and actually that's a pretty good team, over Pecatonica. I've got Serena beating Eastland. Serena's been pretty highly ranked all year long. And in the bottom set, I've got Illini Bluffs knocking off Camp Point Central, and Winchester knocking off Hardin Calhoun. I've got Illini Bluffs winning throughout. So my state is Hope versus Meridian, Serena versus Illini Bluffs, Serena versus Hope in the final. Chicago Hope win the championship game. I like Meridian. I don't think they'll have enough time to figure out how to deal with Chicago Hope on the next Thursday. So, but we'll know what the answer is. We'll know how far wrong I am, certainly by this time next week. How about Class 2A, ladies and gentlemen? Class 2A, of course, T-Town remains alive in this. We'll get to T-Town here in just a minute. They're down there at the very bottom in the Shelbyville region or sectional. Up on top, Alton Marquette. I've got them beating Williamsville because, I don't like Williamsville. They beat Fairfield in a football game that I did a few years ago. So I've got Alton Marquette taking on Rock Ridge. Why do I pick Rock Ridge? Blazing Saddles just celebrated its 50th anniversary. They tore up Rock Ridge, so it's got to be Rock Ridge. I've got Rock Ridge beating Alton Marquette to get the state in the Super Sectional. So I've got Rock Ridge on the top. And keep going down. It's Chicago Phillips versus Chicago Noble Hansberry. I'm taking Noble Hansberry. I have no idea why, other than Illinois has a player named Hansberry. Beecher, remaining undefeated, the last undefeated team in the state of Illinois, is Beecher. I've got Beecher over both the Minnock Fieldcrest as well as Oval Noble Hansberry. Beecher in the state quarterfinal, state semifinal. I've got them beating Rockridge for that matter and put them in the state final. Keep it going down. Christ the King over Chicago Latin, and Byron just has one loss. I think it was to Beecher. I've got Byron beating Christ the King, and then Byron getting to state. And then on the bottom, here's where the excitement is, folks. Down there at Benton. Benton gets a home sectional final. If you've never been to the Benton Gymnasium, Rich Heron Gym in Benton, it is something to see. It seats about 4,000 people, 4,000 or 5,000, 4,400 maybe. And it is, they fill the place up. And Breeze Central is going to walk in there on Benton's home floor. I got Breeze Central too well disciplined. Benton isn't going to get them. It's going to be Breeze Central winning at Benton. Breeze Central's really good. So, and then on the bottom half of that one, you see it's T-Town versus St. Joe Ogden. We did the game back in January where T-Town beat St. Joe Ogden, I believe by 13, 53-40. They were able to, the big man for St. Joe Ogden got into foul trouble. St. Joe Ogden, good team. They're not very deep either. T-Town's just a deeper squad. I'm going to have T-Town knocking off St. Joe Ogden again. So put T-Town second year in a row to the Super Sectional. I love you, T-Town. I can't go against Breeze Central. Breeze Central's, they're both really good. I think they played earlier this year, and Breeze Central won. So I've got Breeze Central winning that. I've got Breeze Central in the quarterfinal versus Byron. Breeze Central beats Byron. I've got Breeze Central versus Beecher in the final. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions, the Breeze Central Cougars. They are pretty good. Let's take a look at the Super 16, Class 3. Let's take a look at Class 3A real quickly through these. You've got Mount Carmel versus De La Salle, and then on the bottom half up there, Peyton versus St. Patrick. I'm going to take Chicago Mount Carmel. It's basically a football pick, and the same thing for Peyton. If you can't go against a school or somebody named Peyton in Chicago. I think it's illegal. I'm pretty sure you can't do that. So I'm going to take Mount Carmel versus Peyton going to the Super Sectional up at UIC. In the next one down, you've got Mount Zion versus Decatur MacArthur. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Zion is having a huge year. I've got them winning that game, advancing to take on the winner of Friday night's game, Centralia versus Mount Vernon. It's the third round of their matchup this season, the rubber game. Who gets it? Mount Vernon just beat East St. Louis 70-64, and Central comes in on a nice winning streak as well. This time, I think Centralia gets them. I think Centralia gets Mount Vernon. So it'll be Centralia versus Mount Zion. I've got Mount Zion advancing past there. So I've got the top half, Mount Zion versus Mount Carmel. Going to the bottom half, I've got Chicago DePaul over Lake Forest and Caneland over Crystal Lake South. Big Daddy Kane is one of my favorite rappers from the old 90s. I love Big Daddy Kane. Did a great job. So that's why I'm taking Caneland. And then I've got Caneland heading to state, knocking off DePaul. And then Chicago Harvey Thornton, knocking off Brother Rice. Harvey Thornton is... They were the best team in the 1970s in the nation. So that's why I'm going with that. Metamora, I'm going with Metamora over Peoria Richwoods. Metamora is a good squad, and I've got Metamora coming out of that, taking on Caneland. They beat Caneland, so I've got Metamora over Caneland and Mount Zion over Mount Carmel. Who wins it all? Metamora. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your picks right there. Good luck to all the squads, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Tune it in again on either Channel 49 or Channel 290. If you try those channels and you don't get it, I'm sorry. I can't help you. I wish I could, but go over to somebody's house that has, go up to a TV or somebody that has it. It's like it's WDKA out of Paducah or WCIA out of Champaign. So, and why they're off of the WSIL stuff, I don't know. That's not my call. But this will be a good time. Enjoy the boys state tournament. Sectional finals tonight. Find yourself one of those towns and go to a sectional final. There should be room at most of them, at some of them. At Benton. There'll be room at Benton. They might fill that up. I don't know. It's a home team, home game. We'll be back after this for some college basketball talk. See you in a sec.
Hi, my name is Landon Carter, and I'm a financial consultant at Benjamin F. Edwards in Flora. Whether you're planning to send a loved one to school, preparing for retirement, or passing your wealth to the next generation, we have the knowledge and perspective to implement financial strategies that will help you move smoothly through life's transitions. Here at Edwards, our clients know that we are fully invested in their financial future. To find out more, call Duke and I invite you to give us a call at 618-508-8050. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mud hole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Bruce Dickey. Do appreciate you joining us today as it's Take the Points edition of the show. Just me today. I think Brian is, like I said, it's the end of the month. I'm shooting this on the 29th, and I think, let's see. It's the end of the month for Brian. He couldn't get up here. Lucas has all 4 kids or something today. Had to go pick up he's babysitting his kids. Can you say that? No, his mother's probably watching the show. And I'm sorry, Angie, it's a joke. Angie, it's a joke. He's not babysitting his kids. They're his kids. Of course he's not babysitting. He's watching his kids. So, yeah, that's cool. And also, speaking of watching kids, Jamie is doing that in Farrington. So, what do we do now at this point of the show? This is college basketball time. How were you doing on Wednesday night watching the Illinois versus Minnesota game? Were you going crazy? That was one of the wildest games, ladies and gentlemen, you're ever gonna see. One of the wildest. Well, if you did watch that game, you may not have heard just how rare that game was. It was the first time. The very first time it has happened in the last 25 years. The records don't go farther back than that. It's the first time in the last 25 years that any team in the NBA, in the WNBA, in college basketball level division 1, 2, 3, junior college, anywhere, has shot 70% from three-point land and shot 60% from the field in total, which is what Minnesota did. They shot 70% from 3 points, shot 60% total, and also had only five turnovers. It's the first time it's happened in 25 years, and probably long before that. It's also the only time that team has lost. How can you lose that game? Well, you run into an Illinois team that is the number 3 team in the country in offensive efficiency. If you're an Illinois fan for the last, 50 years, you're 45 years since Lou Henson showed up in 1977. You probably had your stomach rolling the entire game because it looked like Illinois didn't know how to play defense. Illinois, I thought, played pretty good defense against Minnesota. It's just that Minnesota just kept hitting shot after shot after shot. Illinois was contesting them, but Minnesota had a great game, and they still lost. But the important thing is this: the best against the spread. This is prior to Minnesota's game against Illinois on Thursday night or Wednesday night. This was Wednesday morning. Minnesota is now 24-4 against the spread. Well, how can that be? They lost by 8 points. Spread was 12. Illinois was supposed to win it by 12. They led by 12 with what? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes to go. And it just kind of got up to, you play a team that shoots 70% from three, it's tough to win. At least Illinois won the game. They didn't win against the spread. But Minnesota, 24-4 against the spread. Talk about a team people are not going to want to face in the postseason tournament, because that, folks, is a team on fire. The Gophers are just going crazy. And the thing is, they're not in the tournament. They're not in the NCAA tournament by any means. They have wins to take care of. They still need some wins. So it's going to be tough for Minnesota. They stubbed their toe a few times. That Nebraska loss last time was not a good loss. But Nebraska's probably in the tournament though. So it would probably be a level 1 loss. Yeah. What is it? What do they call that? Quartile 1 or whatever it is. But anyway, yeah, Minnesota 24-4 against the spread, and just keep riding them, folks. I of course didn't bet against the Illini, but I've bet on Minnesota the last 6 or 7 times, and I've hit 5 or 6 of them. I lost the one before the Illinois game. Cal State Northern's doing great. South Florida doing great. Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Richmond Spiders covered against the SLU on Saturday, or might have been Tuesday or Wednesday as well. Richmond, a fun team to watch. They score a lot. They're a good time. Who's not covering? This kind of stays the same as Pacific, 6-22 against the spread. Stephen F. Austin, Missouri. That's the thing. You don't have to bet on teams to beat the spread. You can also win by betting on teams to lose against the spread. And thank you very much for Missouri. I've done that 3 or 4 times in the last while, and I'm doing okay. Old Dominion and IUPUI also on that listing. Who is the best over? Look at that, Alabama and Kentucky. Did you get a Wright State up there too? Did you get a chance? Did you get a gander at Alabama versus Kentucky last weekend? Oh my gosh. Kentucky was unconscious. They had 100 points with about 6, 7, 8 minutes to go in the game. They finished with 117, and that was with their subs in for the last 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Alabama played pretty well. They scored 90, 95, 98 or something like that. Or maybe not quite that many. It might have been a 30-point beatdown. But it was 117 points for Kentucky. So he had a 200-point game there. He had Illinois with a 200-point game against Minnesota. Offense is fun, folks. You might have people beefing about no lack of defense, no defense, no defense. Hey, offense is a good time. Embrace it. Embrace it. Hold it close for whenever your team can't play offense, like Illinois, maybe under John Gross or the last few years. Embrace it when you think back to the dark days of 2012 when we had Myers Leonard, the NBA 8, 9, 10-year NBA player, and couldn't score. Embrace it. Embrace it. Love it. How about the unders, folks? Western Illinois not scoring very many. There's money to be made. And again, past performance, of course, does not guarantee future performance. So just keep that in mind. But if you're riding some of those streaks, you're having some fun. You're having some fun. I mentioned Minnesota in the nobody's going to want to play them. Here's what the Big Ten tournament is currently shaking out at. The top 4 teams get the double bye. They play on Friday for the first time. The bottom 4 teams play 2 games on Wednesday. Is that right? Yeah. Bottom 6 teams, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 plays 5. 6 plays 9. Okay, yeah, it's bottom 4 teams. Play 2 games on Wednesday. Folks are trying to avoid that. Minnesota, as you see, are right now the number 8 seed, so they would avoid the play-in games on Wednesday, but they can win a game or 2 and get ahead of the Hawkeyes. Potentially got to catch the Spartans. Not very many games left. It's only a 20-game regular season. Purdue is about a game or so or 2 away from winning the conference. And that's the thing with only 3 conference games to go. And Illinois had to win that game last night. They had to win that game because they still have to go on the road to Wisconsin. They've got Purdue coming in, and they've got Iowa on the road. And if you look at that, that's 3 teams in the top 7 still to play in the regular season for Illinois. So it's going to be tough for Illinois to get to that conference championship. They're going to need some help. Somebody needs to beat Purdue. Illinois needs to beat Purdue. So good luck with that. Also, I was going to mention one other conference. I mentioned Alabama and Kentucky's game. Tennessee and Alabama tied at the top of the SEC as of this shooting. Tennessee's on a roll, folks. They've won 5 in a row. And the SEC is going to be a wild one as well. So buckle up. It's going to be a great end to the regular season. And with conference tournaments coming up, can't you feel the basketball in the air? Heck, Arch Madness starts next week in the MVC. I've been to the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament more times than I can count. And folks, if you get a chance to go to the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament in St. Louis, by all means do. It is a hoot. They have a ball there. We'll be right back talking a little bit of NBA, maybe a little hockey as well. Here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back after these.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic Famous Maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I just got to looking. I probably won't have time to talk about NHL hockey today. That stinks a little bit. Sorry about that. But if you want to talk some NHL hockey, I'm willing to talk about it anytime. The Blues are in the struggle right now to make the playoffs. They're at they're in right now. But the Nashville Predators have surged ahead as Nashville is on a five game winning streak or something like that. Blues had a tough loss on Wednesday night up in Edmonton. Cost them a point as they lost in overtime to the Oilers after having, I think, not the one where they had like a 2-goal lead and Edmonton came back or something like that. I can't remember. But I just pay attention to the Blues. They just had fun stuff for the Blackhawks with Chris Chelios, and I don't like the Blackhawks, and then the Red Wings, and I don't like the Red Wings. So. And now I guess I probably shouldn't like other Western Division teams because Chicago and Detroit. These are not your problems, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. What's going on in the NBA? We're going to keep it to basketball. As in who are the best? I'll tell you what. Before we do that, before we tell you the best teams against the spread, let's talk about who's winning over the course of the year. Eastern Conference, you've got several teams that are basically locked into the playoffs. The top three, you got to figure, are all but locked for the playoffs. And then you have the next three that ought to feel good about themselves, but may stub their toe a little bit with, let's see, they're 58 games into the season, 58, 59, 60 games into the season, and so with almost 3/4 of the way. The Bulls and the Hawks are both 4 games ahead of the Nets. So you got to figure the top 10 teams are pretty much set with maybe a little bit of juggling to take place. Boston, of course, they're 46-12, just having an outstanding year, a fine year, and the Cleveland Cavaliers ahead of the Bucks. Cleveland is kind of a surprise. They're a good team. They got Donovan Mitchell. That's a tough squad. They are playing well. The 76ers, they're on their way down, folks, a little bit. We'll see if they can stay in the playoffs. I suspect they will, but with Joel Embiid hurt, that hurts them. How about out west? The Lakers, I think we saw this last week. The Lakers were in the 7 hole. Lakers are in a tough spot as they're going to have their hands full trying to hold on to that 6, 7, or the 8, 9, or 10 spot. And the Utah Jazz, even though they're 4 games behind them, Lakers aren't playing well, and they've got a tough schedule coming up. They've already played their 60th game. Golden State has 3 games in hand, 3 games that they can use to catch up on the Lakers. I wouldn't be surprised to see, it wouldn't be surprising to see Golden State in that 9 spot by this time next week. The Timberwolves and Oklahoma City Thunder, and well, for that matter, Nuggets all bunched up there at the top of the standings. They're all playing exciting, pretty good basketball, and that is evidenced by, some of that is evidenced by this. The Oklahoma City Thunder, folks, they are probably 17 games over 500 against the spread. You making any money on Oklahoma City Thunder? Well, I'm not. I don't bet the NBA much. I actually haven't bet NBA this season. I haven't made one bet on the NBA. I may do so later, but not at this time. But you've got the Thunder. How about those Orlando Magic? Look at them. They're down in the 8th spot. They're only 33-26 overall, but they are 38-21 against the spread. That is a fine number against the spread. That's looking outstanding. The Warriors also good against the spread, and which is kind of surprising to me. Usually the Warriors are kind of bet up. The 76ers also good against the spread. Folks pay close attention on whether Embiid is playing or not. Who's not doing well? How about those Atlanta Hawks? The Atlanta Hawks, they were picked to do good things this season. That has not worked out, as the Hawks, 20 games under 500. Are you betting the Hawks or against the Hawks? If you're betting against the Hawks each game, you'd probably be quite a bit of money ahead right now. Well, 20 games, right? So, I mean, it's 67% win percentage there, isn't it? 39-19, something like that. The Hornets, Charlotte, I tell you what are they going to do in Charlotte? They are kind of bereft there in the middle of no man's land. Actually, the bottom end of no man's land. You can't blame Michael Jordan anymore. He sold the team. Who do you blame? I guess you could probably blame him for another year or two until maybe new ownership gets gets their own players in. Milwaukee Bucks struggling. Folks thought the reason they're struggling against the spread. Folks thought that Dame Lillard was going to joining with Antetokounmpo was going to be a huge deal, and it has not been quite as big as folks thought. As you see, they're still third at 38-21, but overall on the season they're 24-34 against the spread. So folks were expecting big things. How about best over under? Have you had a chance to watch the Pacers? Have you had a chance to watch the Pacers play the Thunder or the 76ers? Pacers like to score, folks. That's a lot of fun. The Thunder just keep scoring because they've got good players. They're kind of the surprise team this year. Who's not doing well? Denver Nuggets play defense, ladies and gentlemen. These are teams that they play a good half-court offense. They play good, hard half-court defense for the most part. The Grizzlies are up there really because Grizzlies can't score. I mean, if you look at that. And then that's the other interesting thing. Looking at the under page, you see the Nuggets, the Heat, the Knicks, and the Clippers. All 4 of those teams pretty much safely in the playoffs. You got the Clippers in 4th, you got the Nuggets in 3rd, you've got the Heat in 5th, and you have the Pacers in 7th, about 7 games ahead of the 10th place squad. So it kind of makes a little bit of sense, other than the 5th team in that, the Grizzlies, not really sniffing much of the playoffs where the Grizzlies. Yeah, the Grizzlies are 7, 8, 9, 11 games behind the playoffs. So there you have your basketball, folks. There you have the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I'm astonished how fast this goes by. It's basketball season. It's the end of February, the 1st of March. By all means, try to get out and see a basketball game. We've got a goodness knows probably 15, 16, 20 games on TV tonight and over the weekend here on Wabash Catch TV. Probably 30 or 40 games. Who's kidding who? My wife is sick of it, hates me. It's just awful for her. But it's fun for you. Baseball preseason's also underway, too. Check out the baseball preseason. Thank you so much for watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend.